welcome to our little podcast, listener, where we share one of our D&D sessions with you set in a homebrew fantasy world. The players who are a part of this session are Reitersul, the Dungeon Master, MusicSquid, playing as Pséftis Morfi, or Seth, Anistrae, or Amby, playing as Evetta Flintsworth, Queenie, playing as Zara Irving, and Snow, or David, playing as Dag. These sessions are taken over voice chat and may or may not feature any concrete visuals for every scenario, but Roll20 and D&D Beyond will be shown when they become relevant throughout the session. Whether you're a tank, a healer, or a damage dealer, we hope you'll enjoy our antics. Let's begin.
All right, you guys, what happened? What happened?
We were about to set off on a new adventure.
We're level 5.
All right.
At level 5.
All right. Where we left off, you guys had
Gained 50,000 experience.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about that one. Hold on.
Sorry, 60,000. 60,000.
60,000 actually.
I remember what happened. Yeah. You guys had just survived in the house.
Oh, bless you.
You guys had just survived an ambush. An ambush on your lives. You're right, Amby. You're right. You guys had just survived an ambush
Oh no.
on your lives.
Not again.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
What, do you want me to point that out too?
I'm not drunk
How
enough
dare
for
you?
this.
Wait, Ryder, I got a question.
What?
Oh my days.
What?
All right, you guys had where we left off. You guys had survived an ambush, where some bandits were like pew pew, and after some cleanup, you guys found a secret tunnel.
Through the mountains.
that led to the underground prison of Hradinfaar, and after some bandits, the bandit prisoners, you somehow chained them.
We had rope.
Rope. You somehow roped them. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you had roped. You found Remington was under attack, and then you found two familiar faces. No, one familiar face and an unfamiliar face. That face being
a bitch.
One halfling of a woman. I meant half female woman. I meant
Blood is not the DM right now.
Happy June. No. Happy June. We have a half female. Everybody be proud of it.
Let's go.
Okay. I see.
Happy Pride, Liliana.
a halfling woman named Liliana, and a drow named not named anything. Whoops.
No. Say it one more time. Can you spell that? Put it in chat. Put it in chat.
You told us the name. Appreciate you.
I don't know about that one.
Blood forgot his script.
I'm gonna get some information out of Ryder this session. I
After a little bit of, then you talked to Remington a lot. There's a lot of walking around and looking around, and then at the end, you guys bought horses.
We were given horses.
You guys are getting okay. Yeah, you guys are given horses. So you said it's the next morning as the rooster goes off.
Guiding bolt.
The rooster.
I never want to hear that noise ever again. I'll mark off a spell slot. Annihilated.
As you guys get ready to launch off on your horses, all of you kind of realize we need an invitation to the Llewellyn Manor. We can't just walk in.
Ah, I had a thought on that.
So,
Did any of us know that, or was Seth the only one who knew that?
I'll say.
Oh wow, that was loud.
I will say, that you guys all know that. Why not?
So,
Mm.
as we're sort of getting ready in the morning, Seth kind of wants that. Like, we could be getting on the horses and leave. It's like a day and a half journey, right?
It's on foot. It's about a day. On
Okay.
horseback though.
What?
Oh, sorry, I was yawning.
Oh.
On horseback, you can get there in about 3/4 of the day.
Okay.
And if you're galloping the entire time, then in 5 or 4 or so hours you can make it.
I think we take it sort of like a casual normal pace, and then after we've sort of I guess left and sort of set out, Seth wants to sort of get the party's input on what our plan is, because we don't really have a plan yet. So he's gonna sort of look at the three of you guys and be like, all right, so we know that we're going to Llewellyn Manor. We know that we're looking for this tiefling. We don't necessarily know that he is even working with Liliana and whoever this drow is. We assume, because of the magic items and shit that they have, that he has some connection, but he could just be a middleman. He could not know what their operation is. He could just be somebody who fled Carmelli and happened to have something that they need. Or he could be directly involved in whatever, fucking operation they've got going on. But we can't just roll up there with deputy badges and ask to see this guy. So we need some sort of plan to see how we're gonna get into the manor to start.
Oh, too much Skyrim. Stop. Sorry.
That was all in character. I don't know what you're talking about.
Heard that from above.
Actually, wait, how much Skyrim are we operating on? I try to have my horse climb up the side of a house. Do I do it, or...
Mine's already climbed up this tree.
There you
I don't know what
go.
anyone else is doing.
But no, so Steph's gonna say, I have... There, from what I can see, there are 3 different paths we can take to try and solve this, unless the 3 of you have any specific ideas. Our first option is we literally just go up there and say, hey, we're fake cops, we want to find this tiefling. And that ends poorly for us, I think. Our other option is we manufacture some sort of cover story to be there.
Steps planning.
That's what I do. There we go.
Yes.
All right.
We manufacture some sort of cover story. We know that they're a vineyard, they're a winery. We know what their operation is. I could pose as a merchant and you guys as my bodyguards. All we need to do is get inside, and then one or more of us could split off and try and find this guy. Or we go in there and we just be honest. We're looking for this guy. The Carmellian Knights are looking for this guy, more importantly. And I don't know about the 3 of you, but I'm not their biggest fan, in case nobody's noticed. I don't want to just turn this guy over to them. I could have yesterday. They came to my house while you guys were sleeping and Evetta was working on her machine, and they asked me very pointed questions about this guy that I absolutely saw 3 days ago, and I didn't turn him in because they're Carmellian Knights. I feel like I can leverage that to try and talk to him if we give a little bit of honesty about who we are and the fact that the Knights are looking for him. I'm going to trust you guys a little bit here. Evetta, we've worked together for almost 2 weeks now, so you're fine. But Dag and Zara, I'm just going to sort of let you know, I have a past with the Carmellian Knights. I'm not what you would call their biggest fan, and they're not exactly my biggest fan. So we can leverage that and be a little bit honest to him, and then we can kind of suss out where he stands.
What the?
I got a little loud today.
we can use that to try and see where he stands. All I need to tell him is that the Carmellian Knights are looking for him and that I don't like them. And we can sort of see where he stands from there. If he's working with these guys, I can play off of that. And if we find out that he's actively working with them and not just an idiot, then we can kill him. But I'm not turning him over to the Carmellian Knights, regardless.
Well, so I do have one question.
Of course.
The Llewellyn Manor, is there something particular about this manor that would cause Remington to have very high suspicion for this area outside of this tiefling? Because he made it seem like that place had a history for just danger all the time.
It's not necessarily that he's suspicious of the Llewellyns. It's more that the Llewellyns have enough of a history around them, that I could see why he'd be a little wary. They may or may not have been involved in some untoward dealings with some of their competitors in their industry. You know, some things may have burned down, and those things burning down may or may not have indirectly lifted Llewellyn profits. And, you know, the Llewellyns would never claim that they had done anything. It was a third party, of course, but you can't deny the implication that they benefited from this action. And so he might be remiss to immediately point fingers at them, because if they could do that, we don't really know what else they could do.
I see.
And Ryder can correct me if any of that was wrong.
No, all that's pretty much spot on. Another thing to add, when it comes to investigation, they're very far away.
Yeah.
Information takes sometimes Remington has never actually gone out on himself, right? To the Llewellyn Manor. It's always it takes information a long time to get back, and sometimes it never comes back.
Would it also stand to reason that like the Llewellyn Manor is more or less like kind of outside his jurisdiction? Like they're not part of Hradinfaar. They're their own thing.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, they're outside of. They're, as far as you know, they're not under any jurisdiction. They're just kind of just this manor out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they sort of police themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he would share that information as well, and just be like, which is why not showing up, and he's like tucking his deputy badge into like his pocket as he's saying this. He's like, showing up as representatives of Hradinfaar is probably not our best bet. And he says genuinely, our best bet might be trying to pass ourselves off as somebody who's sympathetic to a person who is not a fan of Carmelli, which in my case wouldn't even be a stretch. That said, if that's playing it a little too loosey-goosey and we want to try and be, some other cover story, I can work with that, but that'll probably be a little bit more improvisation on my part. But it's really whatever the three of you are comfortable with when we get there. Or if you have any other ideas. I don't claim to be the smartest person here. And he looks at Evetta when he says that, because he knows for a fact that Evetta's way smarter than he is.
One issue I have with you pretending to be the merchant is we don't have anything that could pass off as luggage.
I agree. Manufacturing a cover story such as that leaves a lot more up to chance that they don't suss us out immediately. The downside of us appearing more sympathetic to him is that depending on which side he leans, if he isn't directly working with them, I can't say that I wouldn't be on his side, at least as far as being anti-Carmellian. I really don't like those guys. I'm just not a fan.
I see. Oh, I do have a
But-
question, Ryder. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, but
Sorry, go ahead.
if he's yeah,
Oh, sorry.
no, you're good.
From where Evetta comes from, are they racist towards tieflings? That's something that I forgot to ask.
Oh yeah, what's the general opinion on
Oh
tieflings?
yeah, old world too.
All right, so Stag's like, what's a tiefling?
What do you mean they're horny?
Yeah.
So, where you're from, it's
Because I already
go
know
ahead
about
and
the
make
stigma
a intelligence check real quick.
Okay. 15.
Nice.
All right. So it's interesting because Dason is very religious, and tieflings have innate sort of arcane within them. Literally, like even mechanic-wise, they actually have a spell called like thaumaturgy.
They get 3 spells, yeah.
Yeah. So because of that, they are like discriminated against within Dason. However, with that 15 intelligence, you've met a couple of, and you've seen a couple of tiefling circles, small tiefling pockets that were very religious and very loyal to Dason. You've came across a church full of tieflings before. And when you inquired about it, they were not worshiping one of their they were not worshiping one of their one of the like the standard gods that tiefling might know or might worship. They were worshiping one of Ozandis's. They were worshiping one of Dason's gods. So, you know that like they're discriminated against, but some do live in Dayston, and some even seek out to live in Dayston.
Okay.
Would it be unsurprising that like tieflings are like maybe not common, but not like unheard of in Carmelli because of their innate sort of magical prowess?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I figured. I just wanted to clarify. What about the old world, DM?
Yeah, what about the old world?
What that old world do?
Yeah.
For you in particular, Zara, for you in particular, it's you already have a sort of you already have like a slight descent towards arcane magic.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So for you in particular, you would also kind of have a slight, bias against tieflings, because they, in the old world, they're called devilmen.
Jesus.
Damn.
That's the you would know that's the slur that's used against them. And you've met a couple of tieflings,
Mhm.
and in your specifically your city.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay. Why am I rolling so bad? It's 9.
The morning grogginess is hitting you. You don't really know. You can't really recall much information of what tieflings might be represented like outside of your city. You've met a couple of tieflings in your city, and they're not. Most of the time, they're treated as any other. There's no, there's no citywide hatred for them or anything like that. But it is a person-to-person thing. It's more of a case by case basis in your city.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for Queenie, actually. Is Zara ever like visibly off-put, or does she give any indication that like it's weird that Seth is just sort of willy-nilly tapping into arcane magic to like light candles and like in combat and like does that like make her uncomfortable in a way that like you pick up on?
I feel like I feel like if you pay attention, you would pick up that she's a little uneasy. I feel like around arcane magic, she would kind of tense up and just be really like observant. I think
I do remember that at the very start.
Okay. Does she like let on it? Like, does she ever like? She hasn't brought it up at any point or anything. Like, has she? Okay. I was just curious. That's interesting. I'd like to explore that.
I think there was a point where Zara actually kind of like somewhat whispered it, but wasn't sure if anyone actually heard it.
Got it. Okay. No, I like that as a player thing. So Seth will be like, so those are my ideas. What do we want to do? As we're like riding horseback towards the manor, just sort of like discussing this that we have. He wants to arrive with a plan, basically.
As you guys sort of make around the bend, you see this sort of crunching noise. And
see a crunching noise?
You see the waveforms as the cameras in your eyes start to distort. No. As you turn the corner, you see what looks like to be a pack of wolves currently not munching on a. Did I just say that? Wow. A pack of wolves currently feasting on a recently slain target. And as you guys make around the bend, one of them sort of stands up and looks at you. Like turns around. The ears are straight up. That doesn't do anything. It's just the wolf's kind of just staring at you guys.
Oh, okay.
Can we see what the person that they're munching on looks like?
Yeah, is it even a person? Or is
it looks like it looks like a deer. It looks like an animal. It looks like it's just like a deer.
Oh,
okay.
How many of them are there?
3.
Also a good question. Okay.
Yeah, as you kind of get closer, the rest of the wolves also stand up and look at just kind of look at you guys. One of them sort of like cocks their head.
Yeah, let's.
Do
let's
any
just
of the wolves have any sort of adornment on them? The collar.
I'm gonna make a perception check.
Everybody, or just
yeah. Everyone who wants to see if they have anything special about them. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, perception is my theme.
12.
Where's perception?
How close are we?
Oh,
Perception is my thing. Where is it?
14.
Okay, so 14 dag. Zara, what'd you get?
12.
12. Banana.
18.
18.
18.
And Seth.
Yeah, no, I'm busy thinking about my plan. I don't see shit.
Okay, cool.
4.
So Zara, you guys estimate you're about like 80 feet out from them, and you're getting closer. You're slowly getting closer. You guys don't see any. You guys don't see any sort of adornment on them. However, you see behind them, and you guys are in kind of like a foresty area. But you're up. Wow.
Okay.
Sorry. You guys are in a forest area. You see behind the wolves a larger creature, the shadow of a larger creature sort of passes through the trees. As the creature passes by, you see a much longer snout much longer ears, a much longer. It looks like a canine. It essentially looks like a wolf, but much bigger. It's not coming in the direction of you guys. If you're facing it, it's sort of like going to the right, further into the forest.
Interesting. Okay.
Can we try and steer around them
As
to
you-
sort of keep like a wide berth?
Can I?
Go ahead and make a stealth check real quick.
All of us?
Wait, do they not see us yet? They don't see us yet?
Just go ahead and make a stealth check real quick.
I have disadvantage. Oh.
No, you don't.
10. I rolled a 10. Let's go.
I got 16.
I got a 12.
Oh, 16.
Did you roll it at disadvantage or not disadvantage?
No, not disadvantage.
Okay.
What'd you get, Dag?
I got a 10.
Okay.
Damn it.
Oh.
7. Oh,
14.
All right. So, as you guys try to make a wide berth, there's a classic old stick, and you step right on it. And it was
Great.
loud.
Oh my
It was a stick with the firecracker in it or something because it was loud.
Can I?
Oh my god.
And you see the bigger wolf sort of lunge out the shadows and just grabs one of the smaller wolves with his completely in his jaw. And as this bigger wolf comes out, you see that it's a wolf with almost like black fur with a sort of gray fur outline, or with a gray outline around the fur. And it lunges out and it grabs one of the wolves. The other two wolves just start running off. They just dart out of there. You can see that the wolf, the smaller wolf, sort of struggle trying to get out, and then you hear like as the wolf falls limp, and you see that the bigger wolf kind of stares at you guys for a second, and then goes back into the forest.
Yeah, no, enjoy your lunch, bud.
Damn. I was gonna talk to him, but I don't think he's trying to harm us.
Yeah, no, he's chill.
Yeah.
Zara, you can speak wolf?
I can speak. Yeah, I can speak wolf.
Mark?
Bark, bark. Woof, woof. Oh.
Nah, there's no way, Queenie. There's no way. There's no way, Queenie. Clip it.
You can speak with animals.
Wait, Ryder, technically, could I have?
Oh. Well, you don't have a way to speak with animals. You don't have you don't have a way to speak animals or like a language.
I have to speak.
He might have been confused though, as you're like, I got fangs too, and he's like, what the heck?
I also have a tail. Yes.
Oh no.
Bonding.
Dag has a hold up, dial back. Dag has a tail? Is this a new
We'll see.
All right, so we get to continue our journey.
Yeah.
All right.
That is lost
So,
her
yeah.
train of thought, so she's not sure how to contribute.
So yeah, Steph's just gonna be like, how do we want to tackle this? Do you guys have any of your own ideas? He says, I am more than happy to listen to what you guys have to say.
I think we should be honest with him. I think we need to approach him like any other citizen and tell him the truth of the matter and what our true intentions are.
My
Because I don't
issue
think
with
it will do
that
us
is
any
whether
good
we could
if we lie.
actually avoid any sort of combat.
He
Do we
says,
have to fight him? We don't even know if he is in cahoots with... What's her name again?
Liliana.
Liliana.
Well, that's what I want to find out, and that's why I think being honest about the Carmellian Knights and why we're there is important. I am not going to let on that we are suspecting him of working with Liliana. I'm going to let him know that the Carmellian Knights are looking for him, that they're a bunch of D-bags, and that he needs to not flaunt himself. And then I'm going to sort of see what he's up to, leverage the fact that I'm also not a fan of the Carmellian Knights to our advantage, and then try and suss out where he stands with Liliana. He doesn't need to know that we're investigating her. He doesn't need to know that we are working for Remington, he doesn't need to know that we're coming from Hradinfaar. All he needs to know is that we're coming from a position of power in Hradinfaar. All he needs to know is that we are, as Zara said, concerned citizens who are aware that he might be on the run from the Carmellian Knights, and that I had the opportunity to turn him in, but I did not, and I would like to know where he stands so that I know if I did the right thing or not. And then we'll find out if he's working with Liliana. Because if he's not working with her, then I don't really care that he's stolen a bunch of magic items. I might ask him if we can purchase any of those magic items or if he's willing to trade them. If he is unknowingly working with Liliana, then I'm going to tell him to clean his fucking act up and pay attention to who he does business with. But if he's unknowingly helping her, then that's not really that's not his fault. But if he is knowingly giving her weapons of like magical destruction to go and like level entire towns with, that's when I'm not going to let him get away with it. But I'm not turning him over to the Carmellian Knights. But he's sort of speaking to Evetta as he says this last part. That's our last option. I'm not just going to go in there guns blazing. We only attack him if we find out that he is intentionally working with Liliana and her drow friend to harm these villages. And if that's the case, then we act. Is that agreeable?
I fully agree.
I believe that's agreeable.
That's a good
We
idea.
cannot make him atone for a crime we don't know he's committed.
Yeah, if he is truly unaware that he's abetting a terrorist, then, he needs to clean his act up and pay more attention. But it's not his fault that she's out here doing this with the magic items that she bought from him. It's if he knows, that's when it becomes an issue. But I couldn't care less that he's stolen from the Carmellis, so I'm not going to hold him accountable for that. That's no crime in my eyes.
So we're going to be honest with him, is how we're
Yeah.
going to approach this?
I think so. If anybody else wants to
I
do the
understand.
talking.
Yeah, you voice. What the heck? Why did my voice mod just? Oh, hi guys.
If anybody
Sorry.
wants to do the talking with me or assist me when we're trying to speak with him, feel free. But I don't mind sort of leading sort of the investigation against him, just to try and suss out what he knows.
As you guys,
Oh,
as you guys are trotting through, an opening in the forest to your left opens up. You see a little bit of chopped wood, and chopped trees. You see some stumps here and there, and you guys see what looks like to be a couple of tents.
Do these tents have any insignias on them?
It is front and center. It's the Carmellian insignia.
Oh my days.
oh,
Is
they
there
were
keep
anyone
here
walking
going.
before.
around?
Yeah, actually, it's a
Are
great
there any knights
question.
walking around?
You guys wait a bit.
No,
No,
we can
There's-
look while we ride. We
there
can
are
look while we
absolutely
ride.
Keep going, keep
there,
driving,
there
keep
are
driving.
there are no Carmellian Knights.
I think this is where Seth
Oh.
would. He might not even realize that he does it, but he picks up the pace of his horse a little bit.
Okay. As you guys sort of walk past the tent a bit more, you see some bodies around the tent. It looks like the bodies of Carmellian Knights, actually.
Oh.
And
Oh.
from this far, you can't tell what's the cause of death.
Okay.
You can tell. Oh, those are bodies.
Do we want to investigate?
Zara wants to investigate.
Yeah.
All right.
Evetta will follow.
I want to know who's killing Carmellis. Let's go.
All right. You guys, everyone who wants to investigate the bodies, go ahead and make an investigation check.
All right. Guys, this is my thing.
I got a
Nat
6.
20.
Nat 20, all right.
What's up with
16.
Carmellis? I'm super
16, okay.
invested.
I got 21.
21, nice.
Yeah.
I say my
would you-
total is also a 21.
Oh, you're not investigating, Evetta?
I got a 6. Evetta just
Okay.
fails.
And that is like, well, they're dead. So, immediately, Seth and Dag, you guys, actually, okay, everyone but Evetta, you immediately see that the wound on they have these puncture marks on their wound. That's just a straight, like, drill hole into the armor and out into the body and out the armor. It's thick. It's thick. You see that there are these lines, these very close together parallel lines of slashes throughout some of their faces. You also see that they have on some of them 2 smaller holes that are sometimes like close to each other. Dag, Seth, and Zara, you recognize this, these are like bite marks, puncture, like pincer, or impales from like a creature, and claw marks. These are not the marks of a weapon. However, Seth, you see one of them, you see a couple of them, their armor is corroded and missing, and their flesh looks horribly burnt. One of their helmets, you see one of them took off his helmet, and the side of his face is just missing. It looks like it was like the flesh just like was burned away. You can see the muscle and the sort of half an eyeball like hanging out. It was just melted away. Dag, Zara, and Seth, you guys all see this. Zara and Seth, you recognize that as acid.
Yeah.
Acid wounds. Seth, you in particular recognize it as the acid from an onkeg.
Okay, perfect. I was gonna ask if I could recognize it. Okay, onkeg. Yeah.
Does Seth know what an onkeg is?
Dylan doesn't remember what an onkeg is. Seth probably does, but I don't think I
Okay.
do.
It's basically like a large bug, a large armored bug that burrows. It can spray out acid, and it is terrifying in numbers.
Would it stand to reason that this area would be like a decent place for an onkeg to be? Like for like nesting or?
You get that sense. You look around. There are burrow marks. So the dirt is clearly like it was truffled. You see like behind the camp, there's a burrow path that leads into the camp, and there's like this hole. There's like this kind of hole that's like kind of in towards the back center of the camp.
Like the ants from Elden Ring. Oh.
I immediately
yeah. Imagine if the ants could burrow.
I immediately let the party know, like, there are burrowing insects that can spit acid here that attack them. These idiots probably made camp on their nest. We need to leave quickly after I check them.
That is already on her horse.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Already trotting away.
Seth is. I'm picking them clean for. I want gold and I want documents. I want to see if they have any like writs on them, wanted posters, ledgers, anything like that. I want anything that has an indication of what their operation is. And then money's nice too. And I'm trying to do this quickly.
All right, so Zara?
Will divine sense like work on just creatures?
Only if they fall into those categories.
Yeah, they have to be like celestial or undead or fiend, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So you could try, because Zara wouldn't know if onkeg are those. So you can try.
Okay, I'll use divine sense.
All right, nothing picks up.
Great.
If I see you doing some like holy juju, I'd probably be like, I don't think they classify as that, but I like where your head's at.
So, following that word of advice, you can decide if Zara would continue through with it or wouldn't. So, I'll leave it up to you. So who else is Seth just the only one doing this? Is everyone just kind of like, let's go?
If anybody wants to stop and help Seth or like ask like, what the fuck are you doing after he's like, hey, we need to leave, and then he doesn't leave.
Yeah.
he would explain to you what he's doing if you want to help him. But if you guys don't want to help him, that's fine. He knows that this is like a personal thing that he's doing.
I'll approach Zeph and kind of try to help him while questioning what he's doing.
Okay, yeah, I'll very quickly just sort of
Wow.
I think
Oh,
Evetta
whoa.
already
Sorry,
picked
sorry.
up on.
Sorry.
I think Evetta's already picked up on why Seth is doing this.
yeah.
Is it okay if I make another roll check to actually
For-
pick anything up?
Oh,
You can just ask Seth at this point. He doesn't like. I mean, if Evetta would. If you don't think Evetta would, that's fine.
as in, are you also doing the same thing as Seth? Are you assisting him?
Evetta also wants to look for
Okay.
any
Okay,
bits of
then-
document or anything.
Okay, then Seth, then yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. So yeah, Seth will just sort of
Since
let you
Evetta
guys
is
know
assisting
what he's looking for as he's doing this.
Got it.
That is an 18.
All right, so in terms of money, between what you and Evetta find, you guys find about, excuse me, you guys find about 110 gold.
God damn.
Damn!
Wow.
Let me calculate it. real fast.
From little coin purses to Evetta finding a box filled with gold,
Nice.
and sort of looks like to be like the commander camp. You find Seth. You find some documents. You do find a couple of documents. The writ that you find seems to be a formal warrant for the arrest of one Voltus Fafera, and
Okay.
listing out possible associates and possible like associates and any who might be implicating with him. It lists out a couple of names that you've not any ring a bell. One of them does. You see the name Marcus Jones Newmer again. This does. You do remember that was one of the names that the Carmellian Knights from last night had
Got it.
asked you about. But you go through the names. There's about 7 other different names, and all of them are crossed out. However, except for Marcus and Voltus.
Okay.
And none of them say Liliana.
Got it. Okay.
Hmm.
Could you in chat spell Voltus's name, please?
Yeah, I've got it. Voltus Fafera and Marcus Jones Newmer.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
You
if I
do
feel-
see
sorry.
that there's a second page.
Yeah.
You see that the second page, it seems to be a list of possible refugees to look out for, and a possible runaways. You see a couple of names of people who you know from Carmelli, and near the
Do I
bottom of
see-
the list, you see
Do
your
I
name.
see one very specific name that stands out to me that I might know?
Towards the bottom of the list, you do see your name.
Not Seth's name, but my name.
Yes, your actual name. And so you're like, oh shit.
Oh no, not even. Seth sees that, and you guys if he flips it over, scans through, he's grinning. And
Evetta looks at him. Did you find something?
he doesn't look at you. He doesn't break eye contact with the page as he is saddling back up onto his horse, and you maybe just barely make out under his breath as he says, "These absolute idiots have no idea." And then he looks up and he says, "Sorry, but did you say something, dear?"
Never mind. Let's continue.
Okay, and he folds the paper, puts it into his bag, and then off.
All right. Yeah. Dagon and Zara a little bit ahead. This sort of motion you to catch up.
Did you guys find anything?
Yes. And he hands each of you 25 gold.
Let's go.
Oh.
And he says, also, I found a paper that is an official warrant for the gentleman that we're looking for. His name is Voltus, and he has 7 known associates, one of which is, well, there's only one we care about, and his name is Marcus, and I believe he's the gentleman who was a rude asshole to Zara on the docks the other day.
Great.
The other 6 all have their names crossed out. So they've either been found or they don't care about, or they don't care about them. There's also some more names of other people of interest, but those are sort of like outstanding people of interest. The Carmellian Knights like to have a lot of control on people and things. And people slip out of that system. So they've just got a standing list. However, this guy is special. He gets his own page. That's sort of what we've got. Presumably all the like incredibly powerful and or valuable magic items he stole kind of put him to the top of the list at the moment.
Right. Yeah. All right, but you guys continue.
I feel like I was in 6th grade, but I lost my train of thought.
Say it.
I lost my train of thought.
Say it.
Hit that choo-choo on the tracks.
Not that.
Say it.
I don't remember. We'll continue on how fast we don't remember.
All right. Well, how long does Divine Sense last, by the way? Zara?
I think it's a minute.
About a minute? Okay. All right. Well, the rest
That'll
of the
be
night...
useful for when we find the tiefling.
Yeah. You guys continue to slowly make your way there, and night begins to fall. Sorry, it's evening. The sun is it's now evening. The blues of the skies are slowly fading away. It feels like about 7 or 8 hours or so have passed.
Okay. Do we want to make camp so as to not come upon these people in the middle of the night and maybe put ourselves on a bad foot? Obviously, we're losing some time there, and it might not be the most advantageous, but showing up out of the blue at midnight might not be the best first impression.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
I don't think it would be bad to wait.
Does anybody know how to make camp? I admit that I am woefully ill-prepared for such a thing.
I
have the things that I was told I need to buy in case I need to make camp. I don't know how to use them. Seth has no survival skill whatsoever.
all I have is a blanket.
Ryder, I would be able to do that, right?
Do what?
Build a camp?
Oh, yeah, because you've had to build. I think I would say out of everyone in the group, Dag is probably the most experienced in camp building.
Right, cool.
Only thing I can do
But
is make a fire.
It's like your friend does something once and then tries to show you. So that's kind of what it's like. He's like, no, let's make it like this. And he's like, yeah, like that. And then just falls over. He's like, oh, no, like this. And but, it's only about 10 minutes of setting up. You guys got a camp going. You guys got some bedrolls. You guys have a campfire with a roasted meal. A butler comes up and he's like, how can I help? No, what am I doing?
This is not Final Fantasy 15.
No, but yeah, you guys are free to sleep throughout the night.
All right.
Do we want to do watches?
I can take the first watch.
Okay, I'll take second.
How long is the shift?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
So to get the full 8 hours, you would need to do 3 shifts of 4 basically, and then everybody gets a full 8 that way.
So, all right, so Steph's got the first, second.
Yeah.
Zara's got the first watch. So,
Evetta will
so
get the third one then.
third watch.
There we
All
go.
right.
And Dad gets his beauty sleep. Honestly,
Dag helped
if-
build the camp.
I was
so-
gonna know exactly what I was gonna say. Dag built the camp. Dag gets to sleep.
Good, very true.
All right. So, you guys head off to sleep, and Zara, stay up, take the first watch. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh my god, if I roll like a fucking -1
Oh,
That'd be funny.
perception, 14.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
All right, 14.
yay.
You don't. Nothing catches your eye. But you look up into the trees, and you see. Oh, you see a little. Oh, you see like a raven, a crow, a raven. And you're kind of just staring at it, and it's not looking at you. And then it turns its head and looks at you, and it cocks its head. And you realize it has a third eye.
Huh? Sorry.
It has.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Zara didn't say that out loud.
It was a game. It was a game.
Fucking Tim Taylor over here.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it has 3 eyes.
Can I talk
and-
to it?
You can try.
Okay, I'll cast speak with animals.
Okay. What do you say?
I'll be like, what's up? No.
Huh?
Huh?
Inbird.
Inbird. I'll just ask him.
Inbird.
Inbird. Are there any other creatures around this area other than us?
You see further behind him, there's another raven, and it looks like it also has 3 eyes.
Can I ask them why they have 3 eyes?
Do you want to ask that?
I'll be like, why do you have 3 eyes? Oh, this one's so stupid right now.
It looks at you and it says, "Our master gifted us the sight of a third eye, so that we may keep watch around his perimeters. Your presence has been noted.
Who's your master?
Our master is Wendell Llewellyn.
Oh, sorry. I just
Invert.
What's his name? Lindell? Okay.
Wendell.
Wendell, okay. Oh shit. What time is it? Like from how long has it been since I started my watch?
About like an hour or two. I was just kind of staring at you.
Shit. How many were there? 2?
There were 2 ravens, yeah.
I'll cast
They
number
fly
2,
away.
right? There's no.
Excellent.
You see, they fly away. You fly away towards the direction of the manor.
Oh my goodness! Can they still hear me?
What's the range on speak with animals?
Fuck, I don't know.
Like 60 maybe? 30?
It says range is self.
Yeah, you cast it
God.
on yourself.
On myself.
You cast it on yourself, but what's the actual
Yeah.
speak with animals? 5.
Feet?
Yeah, it's probably just like an immediate like actual like she gets the ability to talk to them, but it's probably still like
It's like,
you know, like you can only shout to somebody for so long.
yeah,
like,
okay, yeah.
That's true. Can I use command then?
I'm gonna be quiet. You have your little scene.
Does that not
You
work?
do No, you do your scene. You do your scene. I'm gonna be quiet.
I feel like
You
they're
do your
gonna
scene.
ignore me. I feel like they're gonna ignore me, and I just wasted like
No.
3 spell slots.
No, you do your scene. You're doing great. If you cast command, then Zara casts command. That's cool.
No, never mind.
I'm not
questioning
saying
myself.
anything.
I'll just sit here.
You'll
I'll just
rest.
sit here
You'll
and grumble.
rest after
I'll
this.
just
I'm a
I'll
big
just sit
sleepy
here-
boy.
I'll just sit here and think about my actions.
Okay. All
Zara
right.
counts for 3 hours. But she's
Well,
religious, so they call pouting praying. It's
I'm paying.
All right. Well, the
Looking at Embit,
ravens
and I'm sulking.
fly off. And the rest of your shift goes without a hitch. Your 4 hours is up. You you wake Steph up, and Steph takes second watch.
I'll tell Steph about the 3-eyed raven and how he said that he's supposed to be watching for his master, Wendell Llewellyn.
okay.
Llewellyn.
That is most likely to be expected. I would rather encounter some non-combative ravens than a bunch of angry guards. I don't see any disadvantage in Wendell knowing that we're approaching, given that we are approaching under good auspices. Don't let this weigh too heavily on your head. This should be fine.
Got it. I got it. And then he goes,
He goes, huh?
All right, but your shift is up. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception is a 10. I don't see shit.
10. It goes by without a hitch. No 3-eyed ravens to visit you this time.
I would like to spend my shift studying this is why I got a 10. It's roleplay. I would like to spend my shift studying the names on the back of the warrant. You said that I recognized some of them. I just sort of want to get a feel for like who's missing, who are they sort of like, who do they still have sort of like standing interest in? And are there names that I expect to be there that aren't there that maybe concerns me? Sort of like just trying to put together, you know, where some folks I might care about or know might be.
All right. So as you look at the back of the list, it's on each name. A lot of them are crossed out, unfortunately.
Would I know what being crossed out means? Is that like found and killed or like found and returned?
Go ahead and make a let's see, a history check. Yeah.
Okay. I can do those, I think. I hope. That is 22.
So you know that it essentially means that they at least caught them. It's not within their jurisdiction to decide what is their fate. They're supposed to be brought back and held for trial.
Got it.
Now, some don't want to come back, and they will fight for their life, and that often means that is the end of their life. So, in some cases, crossed out does not necessarily mean that they found them, or not crossed out doesn't necessarily mean that they returned. However, it does mean that they found them.
Got it.
Found them and held them long enough to where they were able to go back to the document and cross it out.
Okay.
But looking at the back of the list, you recognize a couple of names. The names you recognize, they're actually mostly your peers. Mostly your peers where
people who maybe had like a like mind to Seth.
Similar, and who were also part of the academy who were like, this sucks, man, like I want out. However, about 3 stand out in particular. You see the name Adelia Bearfeather. That was the name of the Aarakocra who you met. Her name is crossed out. That was the name of the Aarakocra who had expressed to you how difficult it was for her in the city. As her name is crossed out. you see you see another name. Orngir. Orngir Hark. You see, you know it's in. This is the name of a particularly combative dwarf. Orngir was actually opposed to leaving.
Okay.
He never, whenever you would talk about, and you wouldn't talk about it openly, but Orngir was kind of he had ears around, right? And he would poke fun at you. And he would
Got it.
he was very loyal. It sounded like he was very loyal to Carmelli. But you
Okay.
see his name. And you see it's crossed out. And there's a third name that you see. You see the name Cecilia Fairland. You remember Cecilia. You had, when you were much younger, you met her on the street. She was just a little girl who was with her mom, and she wanted to go to the academy. And she had recognized the academy garb you were wearing, and so she ran up to you, and it was kind of like a older brother, younger sister kind of feel to it. And you see that her name is there, and it's not crossed out.
I feel like seeing that name without even thinking about it and realizing what it means to see that name on this list, Seth catches himself looking at Evetta for a second and then snaps back to the page to read Cecilia's name. Sort of recognizing the implication of her being on this list and his connection to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
In terms of other names, again, it's most of the names of other students. You do recognize some of them. Some of the names were shopkeepers, actually.
Okay.
But none of the names you see are any of the shopkeeper names. You know that they were not of higher class. They were at most middle class. But yeah, it's a bit of a decently long list. I'd say there's about 13 names total. But yeah,
okay.
Delia, the Aarakocra, Orngir, the dwarf, and Cecilia, the young girl, are the ones that stand out to you.
Got it. I cross off my own name from the list, return it to my pocket, and then I spend the rest of my shift saying a prayer for Delia. And then I'll wake up Evetta when it's her time.
All right. Evetta, you get the benefits of a full rest. So you can go ahead and get that long rest. I don't know if you did anything, but if you did, you can go ahead and long rest because you've got the full 8 hours. And at this point, so can you, Dag.
All right.
I'll just sort of let Evetta know my shift went well. No big surprises. Stay alert and you'll be good. And then I'll hit the hay.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check. Veta.
Dirty 20.
All right. At dirty 20, you see some shadows moving in the distance.
She takes out her pistol.
This is about 3 hours into your ship, by the way. This is about 3.5 hours. You see that they're kind of hopping around, and they're kind of slowly approaching you. But as they approach, you see that they're carrying weapons. You see Christ. they sort of have long, they have these kind of canine-like ears, or not ears. Sorry, they have these small little horn protrusions, and they have a tail, and they're their legs are oh, I don't know what that's called. Like the legs, like like the legs of a goat. How like the
Reverse.
kind of
Oh,
goes back.
yeah, the knees are backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
reverse
yeah,
stretching.
knees are backwards. That's what I meant. Yeah, the knees are backwards, and it looks like they have like almost reptilian like feet.
How close are they to the camp?
You surmise they're about like 50 feet away. Like from you to them, they're about 50 feet away. They're slowly getting closer. They're slowly getting closer. You see, one of them is just on the cusp now of when the forested tree and your camp meets. You see, he raises his arm and he looks like he has like this little, like a sling, and he begins to start to.
Evetta picks up a rock, imbues it
Yep.
with a bit of light, and tosses it in the direction.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh gosh, which roll is that again? Oh god.
So with the rock, just go ahead and roll Dex. Yeah, just roll a Dex check.
Oh, just Dex? Okay.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. You throw it right into the face of this creature, and as the light approaches his face, immediately you see like first off, it's a short creature. It looks like it has like the head of like a dragon. It's got like a long dragon mouth, little curly teeth and all that. He's got very reptilian eyes, and he's wearing nothing but like a loincloth. And he has gray skin and little and like white scales sort of peppered around. You hit him. You hit the creature right in the face. It causes him to recoil and drop the sling that he has. You see that as the light approaches, you see there's about 4 more behind him, and as the light approaches them, they all immediately shield their eyes and back away. Then they scurry into the shadows of the forest.
Nice.
As they scurry back, you can see that they move back, and then they try to go around and try and they try to like circle around the camp.
Evetta's not sure whether to wake one of you guys up. She wants to avoid
And-
making too much noise, especially for
Yeah.
Cedric, since he was the last one to
As you
be on watch.
as that rock finishes its trajectory, it hits a bear trap. Looks like that was set up by these creatures.
Oh,
But now they're now circling around. They're now like kind of like behind you guys. They're like kind of like behind you now. They're still within the shadows of the tree. So they're roughly like 60, 70 feet. What do you want to do?
I wanted to ready an action, but I don't know if Evetta would be able to hit anything in this pitch blackness. Don't want to waste any more imbuements. Well, unnecessary imbuements. Oh gosh. Evetta tries and wakes up Dag.
All right, Dag.
All right.
As you get jostled awake, and you see Evetta staring at you.
Dag,
Yeah.
shh. Stay quiet. I need your help with something. I need you to come out here.
Okay.
You hop out of your tent. You grab your great axe.
Yep.
What you guys do?
We have a few stray creatures lurking right around us. I don't know where they are. They might be in that direction. And she points in the direction that you said was behind.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an Evetta. I meant a perception check.
Evetta check.
What's your Evetta modifier?
Perception.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception. Yeah.
Please. 18. Oh my gosh. One time.
You do
Okay.
see exactly what she's talking about. You see about 5 of these creatures Um,
Oh my.
However, be
sort
careful.
of
They might have
just-
set traps around the camp already.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check, just real quick.
All right. If I can find the button. Oh, intelligence.
Yup.
16.
16. That feature, that trait that outline is familiar. You fought some. You remember you fought a lot actually in your arena pit days. That's a kobold.
Oh. These
They're very weak, sort of reptilian humanoids that are they're kind of like hyenas in a way. I mean, no, not in the sense that they like feast on corpses, but they're very they like they're like any other kind of feral animal. They stick together. They're just stronger in numbers. You don't know what they're doing out here.
Style of hyena.
Yes. They bite your leg and it slows your movements by like 80%. You have to accept death at that point.
Yes.
It's so fun.
Oh my god.
Like, no, that's cool. I love that this tiny creature can cripple my movement. That's fun. I love it.
So since Evetta doesn't want to wake anyone up, she actually puts away her pistol and pulls out the dagger and hand axe that she has.
Puts a silencer on it. No.
Ah, I wish. She
And her
doesn't
Sam
have that
Fisher
knowledge
goggles.
Oh yeah, she does. She actually does have goggles of night. What am
Oh
I
my
doing?
god. Fucking Evetta walks up to Seth, Colonel.
I am straight up imagining Tom Clancy like Splinter goggles right now. Like that is what I am. That is straight up what I'm imagining. The green light comes on and everything.
Just Evetta in my mind is the perfect like dichotomy of Solid Snake and Sam Fisher, just like all into one.
Yes.
We gotta get Evetta an eye patch by the end of this game.
All right, but you see them. They seem like they approach, and then once light hits them, they kind of back away. So it's kind of now you guys are at the kind of like this standoff now. They're like kind of waiting for you guys to do something. You're waiting for them to do something. What do you guys do?
Dag, are you able to see in the dark?
I should. I have dark vision.
I think he is the only one of you guys that have dark
Yeah.
vision.
Oh,
Really?
100%. Yep. Human party.
No,
Let's go.
I completely forgot about that. You didn't even need a perception check. You can see them.
Nice.
Like it's black and like they're not super close to the light, so you have like black and white vision, but you can very clearly make them out.
Okay.
They're carrying small daggers, and they have a sling in their other hand.
Do I know like the distance from us compared to them?
About from you to them is about 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay.
And sometimes they move a bit closer, so it's ranging from like 25 to 35 feet.
I don't really have anything I could do unless I approach them. Let's see. Can I up? Well,
Or if you want to just run at them, yeah.
can I like kind of walk I guess walk up to them because I don't want to make noise.
Okay. I mean, they see you. But you
Yeah,
just want to walk up to them? Yeah. You walk up to them, Great Axe in hand, and as you walk up, they slowly start to back up. And you can see that they've laid a trap. Just right there. Just a bear trap, just right there. That they were trying to get you to walk in. And you can see it though. You can see the trap. You're just like, oh no, I could have fallen for this.
Oh
trap,
no.
trap.
Oh no.
Can I just like throw like a rock on it to
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
trip it? I
you throw a
guess?
rock on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
As the jaws closing, they sort of flinch, the kobolds, and then you see some of them start to not rev up. They start to like spin their slings, and look like they're about ready to throw it at you.
Could I like? I guess. ready my axe to like block anything?
You can take like the dodge action.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Let me just make sure that I have this correct real quick. All right, yeah. So, about all 5 of them start to ready up their slings, and you still want to just dodge?
Yeah.
All right, so they all have disadvantage.
I'm lucky.
Does an 8 hit? I
No.
would assume not. All right. 12?
No.
No?
No.
All right. Ooh, 19.
Can I say no?
Sure, but I assume by that it hit, so I'm gonna roll damage anyways.
Okay.
Does a 21?
21 damage?
No, that was the attack.
Oh my
That was the attack.
god!
Does 21 hit?
Jesus, bro.
Oh my days.
So 21 hits, right?
Yeah. So that's 2 hits.
Yeah, that's 2 hits. And how about 15?
No. Oh my days.
All right. All right.
Like 21 damage? Oh my
All
god.
right. So that is so you're not raging. So that is 7 points of damage, of bludgeoning damage.
Jeez.
As you block 2, and then as 2 rocks hit you in the head, in the forehead, and one hitting the side. The other one just misses entirely. They're both like as they sort of keep backing away. Or you're not like 20 feet from them.
Could I like? Oh, could I try to throw like a javelin at them?
Sure, you could throw a javelin. You can run up to them and hit them as well. But if you want, because they're within your movement.
Then actually, yeah, I'll run up and try to hit with my great axe, or javelin, or which?
That's depending on you. What do you want?
Yeah, I'll do great axe then.
Okay. Do you want to rage or do you want to save it?
I think I'm pretty sure like I would make. I guess like if I rage, probably make noise, and if we're trying to be quiet, I probably shouldn't. So I won't rage.
All right. So you run up to the first one, and you go and attack.
All right. Let's see if I hit.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll an attack.
15. Does that hit?
And Evetta, you sort of you see him disappear off, and you're like, "Is he okay?" And you hear like ting. no, it's scream. But you hear and that hits that hit, by the way. So go ahead and roll damage.
All right.
So you hear him using his great axe. Evetta. Okay.
So I almost rolled a 12 and then it rolled onto a 2, but I do 4 damage.
Rip.
4 damage. Dang. All right.
I could have done 14. So close.
All right, that's 4 points of damage. Evetta, are you doing anything now at this point, or are you just letting
Evetta
this
does
play
have
out?
her goggles of night on.
Oh, okay, so
she
yeah,
would
you
be able to see.
yeah, so you just see what this is just happening.
Yeah. Evetta wants to take a look. Well, no. Let's have her spin around. Not spin around. Sorry. Look behind.
All right.
That's what I meant.
Evetta just does a ballerina twirl, like the one in Deep Rock.
Yes.
Very
Let her look
slowly.
behind. Check and see if there are any more coming.
You look behind you. Go ahead and make a perception check. Hey,
God, I got a 6.
You don't see any more. You don't see any more of these creatures. You see just the ones. It's also turn-wise. You know that next turn would be the kobolds' turns. Just for planning purposes. So if you don't do something now, that the kobolds will get to do something.
I think Yvette is still trying to think on what she could do to at least try to scare these guys away.
All right. I'm like asking, like, are you saying that the Veta doesn't know what to do, and so you just waste time?
Yes.
Okay.
She's
All right,
fumbling a bit.
All right.
This
The kobolds get to go
point,
now.
would those of us asleep hear the sounds of combat at this point? Like they're like the kobolds are attacking, Dag's attacking. Would we be able to make perception checks to see if we hear this?
I think probably in the next round or so.
Okay, that's chill. I'm cool vibing. This is great. I like watching
I'm
Evetta
just
fumble.
listening.
Yeah. No, this is sick. You guys are a 10 out of 10 podcast. 5 stars on Spotify.
I'm
Keep
just
going.
imagining Evetta just dancing. She's twirling.
Yeah, Evetta's just
She's
spinning.
popping off.
And then she just started styling on them.
Oh,
Yes,
Dag,
that was the
kobolds.
plan.
I'll take out their daggers and try to attack you.
Okay.
Does a 13 hit?
No.
Does a is that 19? Yeah. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah.
Does a what is that? Does a 9 hit?
Oh yeah. No.
All right. And does a 20 hit? 21.
Yeah.
So that was, I believe that was 2 hits. So that is 3 at the 6. That's 6 points of piercing damage. It is your turn. I have to be right back.
Ryder gave me a whole lot of backstory shit to work with, and I'm just vibing over here right now. I didn't know that I knew Cecilia, but now I know that I know Cecilia, and that's kind of fucking cool.
I was gonna message. Nope, I'm not gonna message anybody. It's medieval times.
Nice.
I can message people. I have magic.
I wanted to talk to someone from my past, but
If Seth gets powerful enough, or if we get to the point where we can buy scrolls, I can cast sending for you.
Interesting.
Which basically functions as message, but can be anywhere on the same plane of existence. So if you have like I'll be honest with you, meta-wise, Seth probably wouldn't take sending, but if we come across a scroll of sending, or if we can buy one at some point, and Zara's like, hey, I have somebody I want to talk to. If you tell Seth, because you need to be like an arcane caster to cast it, if you tell Seth, he'd use the scroll for you and like send a message.
Okay.
Got it.
We're talking cool backstory stuff.
Oh. All right, but Dag,
Yeah.
what do you want to do? It's your turn. Kobold just made an attempt on your life.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I've taken a wee bit more damage.
You have taken a wee bit.
I think the plan is here, just to be rational, and I'm gonna enrage and grow a tail.
All right.
Let's go.
So,
Rationally
Evetta,
enrage.
you watch as Dag begins to go into a sort of bloodless rage, and you're like, all right, he's finally getting into it, and you realize, there's a tail coming out of him.
What?
Oh, what is okay? Oh, wait, I'm not here. Never mind. Don't mind me.
Yeah, you're asleep.
Let her just think.
No, I'm asleep.
Yeah,
sleep
sleep
talking.
talking,
Okay, my bad.
In game.
In game.
All right, Dag, what do you want to do?
Let's see.
Yvette's just dumbstruck. Like, what? What am I witnessing?
I'm gonna attack with the great axe once again.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack. The same guy you hit or a different kobold?
Same guy. So 14 hits.
All right. 14 hits, and you just straight up kill him. He was at 1 hit point.
What? Oh my days!
Nice.
And you rolled just enough to leave him at 1 hit point. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
You straight up slash him, and you see him fall to the ground. The other kobolds are like, I think that's the end of your turn, right?
Yeah, that should be the end of my turn.
All right, Evetta. You see he has a tail now. You see he slays one kobold. What are you doing?
Oh, let me flip this.
Evetta is horribly confused, but she tries her best to snap back to reality. She goes and looks for the little glowing
there goes
rock.
gravity.
There goes gravity.
There goes gravity. Yep. Reality. Reality, gravity.
Dad's linguini.
What did I say? Oh man.
Now, what you doing?
She finds the little glowing rock that she had thrown earlier, picks it up, and gosh, how do I describe this? So what I wanted to do with this object is to how do I describe this? I want to create a projection of some sort of like creature from this rock.
Oh, okay.
Like some sort of like, gosh, I guess hologram-like, but more arcane.
Like a minor illusion of some sort.
Minor,
Yes,
minor
yeah.
image, something like that.
Yeah, minor image.
Okay.
Am I allowed to do that?
If that's when you're imbuements, sure.
Okay.
Um,
So Evetta does that. I don't know how to explain it properly.
But yeah, what do you
Just a minor
create?
illusion of. Oh gosh, I wish I knew about the creatures of D&D more. I was gonna say owlbear. I don't know if that's possible with Ivetta's.
I mean, just an
level.
image, just an image.
Yeah, just.
And you've seen an owlbear. All right. You throw the rock. Where do you throw the rock?
I throw the rock towards the center of the kobold grouping.
Okay. So right underneath Dag.
Oh, sure.
Nice.
Yeah, he's like surrounded by them. So yeah, you throw it right underneath Dag. And this large image of an owlbear emerges, it rushed out the it rushed out of the woods and is going to attack these kobolds. Dag,
Yes.
go ahead. Go ahead and make an investigation check. What's your spell DC? What's your spell DC, Evetta?
Oh, where did I see that? Oh gosh, where is it? That's not it. Help me.
It should be under spells, up at the top.
Spell DC.
Is it the modifier?
No, so hang on, let me look at mine.
Yes.
So click the spells tag, and then up at the top, it'll be your modifier.
Oh,
And
okay.
then next to modifier, it should say save DC. Save DC is what Ryder's asking for.
Oh,
So it's all in that
save
same.
DC. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's all in that same
Yeah,
line.
spell DC. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do I just tell you what mine is? What?
Yeah.
Mine is 13.
13. Okay. So go ahead and make an investigation check. Dag.
I got a 9. I thought I rolled a nat 1.
There's an owlbear charging at you right now. If you don't do something, you might die.
Can I dodge?
Yeah, you want to take like the dodge reaction or the dodge action?
Yeah.
All right. So what do they? Oops. Okay. Okay. All right. As this owlbear charges at you, Dag, you brace yourself, ready to roll at the right moment. And you sort of move out the way. You feel like it should have hit you, but it didn't. You're like, huh. You see 3 of the kobolds just get absolutely terrified and run off and just bolt off, right? One of them, though, seem to have the nerves of steel or something, because you see as the owlbear launched at this kobold who didn't move, it went through the kobold.
Oh.
You're like, oh snap, yo, this kobold's strong.
Yo.
That one kobold runs up at you and tries to stab you again. But he doesn't have advantage anymore. That's okay. He rolled a 23. The 23 hit?
Can I use my reaction?
For what? Do you have a reaction?
With my tail?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. So yeah, go ahead and roll a d8.
Is there like an actual button for the reaction?
Is it under reactions?
Oh,
Yes, I assume not.
probably. Or no, nope. I'm sorry.
All right. Well,
Let me just search up dice roll.
d8.
And then yeah, do a d8. Roll it. I got a 6.
6. So
which
that is
just barely defends.
Yeah. So 17 is what it drops down to.
Wait, what do you mean?
17 to hit.
Oh, wait. Did I read this wrong? Wait, your tail. Roll a d8, applying a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled. Wait, so what does that mean?
So
Okay, so
what did
now,
you get
so
in
what's
the
your AC
D8?
now?
Yeah.
Oh, so I add 6 to my AC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
then
think you could add
it's
6 to your AC
24.
or minus 6 from your. Right, I think you could do that. No, I guess that's something different.
Then it'd be 24 after.
24?
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yeah, then my other math is correct. Then that's so just barely misses. Yeah. He goes to stab. He does a lunging jab at you. You sort of shift your body to the side as as your tail comes hurling from the side, grabs the dagger and rips it out from his hand. It is your turn. What do you want to do?
Let's just attack.
All right.
Might as well, not really much
Go
to
ahead.
it. Give me a good roll, please. Oh, it's gonna be a dirty 20.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Beautiful. That's gonna be a 13 damage.
13.
Yes,
Yeah, you slaughter this kobold absolutely brutally. Sephenzar, you wake up at this point. There's a lot of noises happening.
Okay.
You guys wake up.
We're the meme of the guy waking up.
Evetta
Hey,
makes
Dag.
a dash towards Dag.
Dag,
Yes.
you got a tail, bro?
Yeah, as you're outside, his tail begins to shrink away.
Josh, what's hell?
That's sick, dude. And then I go back to bed. Does it look like there's still things to fight, like in the immediate area? Yeah, no. He's like, sick. We'll have to talk about that later. And then he lies back down.
Can I even see? Is there light?
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
What?
That is too loud.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's very early in the morning.
Yeah, we're only an hour away to finish our sleep.
So there's a little bit of light, but not really enough to see anything.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, everyone now, you guys can take a long rest.
Woo!
Of course, Dag and Evetta, though, you had to expend some of your resources. So you got attacked. But other than that, you guys have long rested. Do you have to leave now, David?
I probably got a couple more minutes.
All right. Then we'll keep going. So, it's a new day. No rooster, though, to let you know it's a new day.
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
All right. Your campfire's out. The morning sun is slowly rising. And
Zara.
light begins to reach your eyes. What do you guys want to do?
Zara, do you want to tell them about what you saw last night?
Oh yeah. I tell them about the 3-eyed raven crow. I don't. It was a bird. 3-eyed bird.
Some
That
corvid.
something like
One of
that.
them.
That's
Evetta
watching the
recognize
premises.
Say again?
Sorry. Would Evetta recognize this? Do you mean anything else?
No.
Okay.
Can I put
no
two
one.
and two together that it's probably a familiar, having hung around with like, wizards and shit?
You guess that's maybe the case.
Okay.
That might be the case.
Yeah. Steph will probably keep that to himself because it's not super relevant. But he's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that there might be a spellcaster. Probably is well, other than the Tief. There's probably a lot of magic people here.
Magic abound. All right. What do you guys want to do?
Let's continue heading to Llewellyn Manor. Finish breakfast. Arrive hopefully midday. Try and catch them in a good mood. We know that Wendell is probably the figurehead of Llewellyn Manor. We can address them directly when we get there. Let them know that we saw their ravens and that we're here on good faith. And then go from there. Just stick to the plan. I don't think them knowing that we're approaching hurts our plan in any way. In fact, it might help them to know who we are and what we're about. Because we're not approaching, in the middle of the night attacking them. We're taking the time to slowly make our way there and be presentable. And I say we use that to our advantage.
I fully agree.
All right.
Would I know? This is a question that I had last session and forgot about.
Okay.
The talisman, like the symbol of the school, the magical school that the Tiefling was wearing. Is that something that students of the academies would get? Kind of like, in Hogwarts, you get like your like class robes or whatever. If you're studying like a particular track of magic, do you get one of those? Like this is like, oh, I'm majoring in conjuration.
Yeah, you actually right. That actually signifies he got his degree in that.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't fully fleshed it out, but so he was essentially in like some sort of graduate program.
Okay.
That necklace fully signifies he is at the very least, maybe not a master, but as at least an expert in conjuration.
Do I have one? Can I pull mine out?
Would you have one? Do you want to say that Seth probably got his undergraduate in whatever school?
I was gonna say Seth. Yeah, Seth had been there
All
for
right, then, yeah.
like Steph's 34, so he probably left like okay.
You might even if you got a second degree, if you did a second major, or you did a graduate program, you would also have a second or maybe even 3 necklaces. But yeah, you have some necklaces.
Okay. Then he says, all right, to help our story a little bit and to keep in with being honest, well, let's get this out of the way. And he rummages through his bag. It's probably like near the bottom. It's just like digging through. And you see him pull out 2 specific talismans, similar to the one that the Tiefling was wearing, but different. They're both different schools than what the Tiefling has. And he'll throw both of them on his neck and be like, I got these from the academies. It might ease him to know that I come from a similar background to him and that I am sympathetic to him, none of which is technically a lie. So I think it helps our story.
All right. David has to go. His parents made lobster.
Yeah, dude, go fuck it up.
So he has to go. But all right.
All right.
So
As
go ahead.
Zara sees like the talisman, she kind of just,
She punches you.
Yeah, she just punches you. You're right. She just punches you.
Actually,
Right. Get that out of my face.
Meanwhile, Evetta's just fascinated.
Zara gets a little angry.
It's actually probably a little bit more off-putting because when Seth puts those on, so he usually what he casts from his focus is also his holy symbol because Seth's also a cleric. And when he puts on the like spellcaster talismans, he tucks the holy symbol into his shirt to hide it. And so it's just the arcane symbols now that he's wearing
Oh.
to sort of like help with this like, thing that he's got going on. Does Zara say anything in particular, or does he just sort of like shoot a look at him?
I just shoot a look at him, and I kind of just like my eyes kind of linger to where his like religious talisman was, and then I have a pendant of my own, and so then I grab. She kind of
She like clutches it, like you're
Yes.
clutching your pearls almost.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Seth will. I mean, I assume Seth notices this, and he's just sort of like, "Do you have a question?" He says, "I don't mind."
It's just a little off-putting to me. Personally, my God is above anything else.
He says, "I find that my faith and my spell casting go hand in hand, and I recognize that not every follower of faith feels the same way, and I respect that. But I find power in both equally."
In all honesty,
Mhm.
it's still an idea I have to get behind in this new world.
Take your time.
So what do the symbols mean? What's
I was ready for it. Does Evetta ask a question?
I just want to imagine the entire time Seth and Zara having this little tense conversation. Evetta is just like 2 inches away from the symbol, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, Seth will sort of just like very calmly to Zara be like, "It'll take time, and that's okay." And he just sort of like lets it stay there. And he says, "And if you ever want to discuss it, let me know." And then he turns towards Evetta and without asking any questions, just says, "I'm a master in transmutation and an undergraduate in abjuration."
Oh.
And if you have any other questions, obviously you can ask me. And then barring anything else, let's hop on our horses and head towards Llewellyn Manor, I guess.
All right. You guys make your way to Llewellyn Manor. Nothing of interest happens. Some animals here and there noticing your presence. You do see a couple of owl bears this far out as well. However, most of them are sleeping, so a lot of them are like laying on their sides, arms are just sort of to their sides, just snoring, just sleeping in the shade. You find, an owl bear who's like kind of clawing at like a tree.
Oh god, it's a rude bear! Run!
You see another owl bear laying on its side, and it has you see like 3 looks like owl bear cubs just sort of gnawing at it. It looks like play biting.
Yeah.
Just like playing around. And of course you see a multitude of other creatures, birds about. You see a couple more large wolves again. And again, most of them seem to keep like a distance between you guys. It seems like they're territorial but not aggressive. So you guys make it just fine. As you guys get to the, you guys can now see the Llewellyn Manor way off in the distance. There's a wooden gate that you guys come and get to, but these walls that span so far. You see, there's like an acre of just just all kinds of grapes and other fruits just around the Llewellyn Manor, with little paths carved in with these the sort of the arch forming these paths. And as you come across this wooden gate, you see that there's a watchtower on both sides of like the gate that rise up about like 10 feet or so, 15 feet. There's a guard in both watchtowers, and then there are 2 guards at the gate. And it looks like there's a carriage in front of you guys. And you hear seemed like some kind of argument. It's very loud. You hear like, "Well, I scheduled it about a week ago. She's expecting me in any moment. This behavior is preposterous." As you hear like the guard, they're kind of arguing. It's like, "Well, it's not written here, and we don't write it. It's given to us by the stewardess. So you should make the wrong. You talk to the wrong. It's sort of, I don't know, it's just a very lame argument. What do you guys do? Just wait.
Yeah, I think Seth's gonna let this play out. He doesn't want the conversation that he's gonna have with the guards to be something that these like random passengers like overhear. He's gonna just sit it out. He'll just sort of like motion to the other 3 like we should just let them leave because we don't want them to be part of our business, good or bad.
All right. You see that the guards will look at each other. You see them sigh. You see that they walk around to the back of the carriage. They step into it and they start inspecting like the crates. You guys see some boxes, not boxes, some like baskets that have a lot of cushioning in them, a lot of like towels wrapped around them, and you see what seems like the tip of like the corkscrew, like a wine bottle, like poking out. And a cushion to like a lot of soft packaging. It looks like some other winemakers coming to trade with the Llewellyn, or they're just here. It looks like they're just here on business. Who knows? But and again, you can see like the look in the guard's face and their body language is just like, fine. Like, just do it to get this dude to shut up. You see that they step aside, and the guard on the left begins to pull I forgot the name of it. Whatever. The gate opens. It opens slightly for the carriage and them to go through. And you hear the man go, "Oh, finally!" As the carriage disappears into the field and further on. It closes. As you guys sort of approach, one of the guards stand up, cross spears, and say, "Halt! You are now on the property of the Llewellyns. State your business."
Hail and good morning, friends. I believe you'll find that Wendell is expecting us, although you may not have had word of it just yet. I am a former associate of sorts of a mutual friend of Wendell's, and I sort of indicate with my gesturing towards my talismans on my necklace. Would you mind informing them that we have some news that they may be interested in hearing?
Sure. What's the name of the individual?
My name is Pséftis.
Okay. And you mentioned the individual you were trying to contact?
Oh, sorry. Voltus.
Voltus. You join the other guy, and he says, "Leo, could you check with this to see if they have an appointment?" The guy's like, "Yeah, sure." As you say, the guard stands there and he holds his hand up. His eyes begin to glow purple. And you see that he's like muttering something, and he seems to be making writing motion with his left hand.
Can I Arcana check what this is?
Yeah.
For Evetta as well.
Sure, why not?
Just to see if she's like paying attention.
Okay.
Evetta got a 19.
Oh,
19.
Jesus. Yeah.
Seth, you know from watching it, it's sending. Evetta, you know it from the books you've written. Sorry, wait, the books you've read.
Nice. That is a published author. A very great series of books called Splinter Cell. You'll have to look at
yeah, you both recognize it as sending, and it catches you off guard. Like, oh, even these guards are spellcasters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Seth is like, that's like in his head. Seth's like, that is like incredibly powerful. Just like there are easier ways to get messages from here to like inside. He's like, you could have like a sending stone, my guy. Like, goddamn.
But he finishes writing, and then he looks back at you. He sort of blinks a couple times and clears himself, or writes himself back to reality. Voltus has been aware of your presence, and if he's expecting you, then he should get back anytime soon.
Would you like us to wait here, or?
Sure. I'm more than glad to wait around here.
Okay.
You guys proceed to, just
We
wait.
just parallel park our horses.
Exactly. Yeah.
You guys make some conversation. And another carriage comes by, but this carriage is much more adorned. It has a red base with gold trims. Even the horses are armored. And it's carrying, and there are two carriages, and they're wide carriages. They're wide. They have like 3 horses dragging them for each carriage, like 3 horses like per carriage. About 2 carriages come in, and the guards don't even check them. They immediately get on their knees and sort of point their head down, and the gate just opens for these 2 carriages.
Question.
Go ahead.
Are there like any greetings between like noble families that are just like common greetings? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, not really. What do you mean?
Like just like anything, like just basic manners.
Basic manners.
Yeah.
Not that you would know for these noble families,
Okay.
but there are winemakers that you know of. So maybe, maybe gifting each other bottles. Who knows? But you don't really know. You don't really know. You don't really know.
Customs in the new world.
Yeah, because it's very different from the old world.
Okay.
But this carriage passes by. Then as you see, you can see like the silhouette of the back carriage. You see what seems to be a silhouette of like a woman, who wears some kind of very pompous dress. She has like a hat, and it looks like 2 younger individuals sitting across from her.
DDD? No.
Do my queen? Do any of the silhouettes appear horned?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
you're right. Hold up. Can I do my
Divine sense.
Oh,
Divine
yeah,
sense?
Uh,
it's good.
What's the range on divine sense? It's 60 feet.
60
Yeah.
feet.
You use it. Nothing pings.
Okay.
You guys do see on the back of the carriages is a very ornate, done by by a skilled calligraphist, L.
Okay.
Oh.
So the carriages pass by. And you guys do realize that as you look up, you do see 2 3-eyed ravens just kind of watching you guys.
Got it.
And
I
then
wave at them.
You wave. One of the ravens
I just give a little, just like a brief little, like a princess wave almost. Just like I notice, yeah, but just like I notice you noticing me, and I again just sort of like flick the talismans on my chest towards the ravens, and then go back to pretending like I don't notice them.
Yeah. You hear them flutter off into the forest. But about 30 minutes goes by, which is strange. But eventually, the guard. So what was in the message that you had asked that you told the guard? Did you say that you were a student of the academy?
No, basically, the message I had delivered was that we're here looking for Wendell as a former associate of Voltus's, and that we had information that both of them would be interested in, and we'd like to speak with them.
All right. I should have made you roll this beforehand. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. Come on. 23.
All right. Yeah, 30 minutes goes by. The guards are kind of just like, lazily just kind of standing there. Some are like hugging their spears and just sort of rocking back and forth. You look up and you just see at the watchtower one of the guards just leaning back, just like. It seems like they're not, it seems that they have even less to do compared to Hradinfaar guards.
Yeah.
The guard though who sent that sending suddenly shoots up, and his eyes begin to glow purple again, for a brief a couple seconds, and then they fade away, and he looks at you, Seth, and sort of walks a little bit closer to you. Voltus does not recognize your name, nor does he, nor has he expressed in any interest in your concerns. However, he did state that Wendell would probably like to talk to you then. Voltus is not in the, well, for lack of a better word, he's not in the mood, per se.
Steph definitely furrows his brow at that. Actually, hang on. I'm going to make a personal roll really fast.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Seth definitely says, of course he wouldn't recognize my name, but I recognize his, and that's why it's important that we talk. But very well. And he says it that annoyed.
Yeah. Okay. The guard kind of gives like the customer service nod, where it's like, I understand.
I understand, sir.
It's like,
I just
not
work
much
here.
I can do, but I understand.
Check the back.
However, he says, but Wendell would appreciate you to have a word with you and to
Lovely.
discuss. He looks at the guard and gives a nod, and the other guard's like, "You got it, buddy," and starts opening up the gate.
Buddy. Sorry.
The gate opens, and you guys are free to walk in.
Are we able to bring our horses in? Or do they want us to like tie them up out here?
There's no fence posts, and it doesn't seem like they're opposed to you bringing the horses in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we ride up.
Let's go.
And you ride up, and it's a very, very large. I mean, it's just about an acre of land for the entire vineyard and the manor. So it's not like the largest, but it is like their own personal a vineyard and brewery, winery, whatever. You guys make through the path, just heading generally towards the direction of the front house of the manor. You can see these large banners that overhang the front of the manor, and it looks like the crest of the Llewellyn family. It's a horse with like a flowing mane. You guys do see a stone dragon on top of the manor, sort of like in a resting position. As you get closer, you see two gargoyles. It was like the two gargoyle statues. As you approach the front steps. And again, there are guards dotting out throughout the.
I was gonna say, are we being
venue.
escorted, or do we just sort of like get told to go up?
You more or less get told to go up, and there are
Okay.
guards around every corner or so. You see people working in the vineyard. But you come up to the front steps. You see two guards at the front doors. They're sort of like facing you, and as you guys get closer, they're turn to the side, and the doors just open automatically. They just open. And as you get close to the front doors, one of the guys says, "Leave your horses out here." And you see a sort of like a, kind of like a mini stable beside.
Huh?
You see like some other couple horses already there. But I assume you guys leave your horses.
Yeah.
All right.
Seeing as we're entering like probably the fanciest building, I mean, Seth would assume most of us have ever been in. I immediately, just because we've been traveling for a day, prestidigitate all four of us to be like immaculately clean.
All right.
Bam, 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 bam.
Well groomed.
Well, no, but just like you're well groomed, but you slept in a forest last night. There's no amount of like well grooming that's sort of like
You know, she's very.
That's valid. Sep's clean too. That's why he prestidigitates everything.
Yeah.
But just so that we don't like track mud onto their floors or anything, just like bam, everybody.
All right. Yeah. All right. You walk into the manor, and it's immediately like a hallway. And those hallways pretty tall already. It's about 10 feet tall in terms of just height. Chandeliers like just hanging. Not chandeliers, small. Oh yeah, small chandeliers, and you see paintings, on the side of the walls. Large paintings with golden frames, ornate filigree. Fancy schmancy. You walk into what looks like to be a foyer, and a grand foyer. It's very big. You estimate that this foyer is like 80 feet across and like 30, 40 feet high. This area is huge. And there's a front desk at the center of it. There's chairs sort of dotting around the area, little plants. You see some just statues again, once more. Sort of statues of knights, the sword, pointing down, holding it upside down, two hands. You see again some paintings. You see a large painting on the back wall, sort of like up on the second floor, and it's an old man with sort of a white hair, pale skin, sort of sunken cheeks and sunken eyes, and like bags under his eyes. He has like slicked back like white hair in the painting, slicked back like white hair. A sort of mustache and goatee that sort of it comes to like a point. I mean, essentially, I think what I just described, like in my head, is the I'm pretty sure what I just described in my head is more or less like Dracula from the Castlevania, specifically the Netflix Castlevania.
Yeah.
Show, but just with white hair. I think that's essentially what I'm describing. A little bit like less hair. A bit less hair. But essentially that, but with white hair. That's essentially like the painting on the wall. It's a small painting.
Definitely just like plant in front of this and study the face for a minute. Is there like a plaque for like a name of the painting that maybe alludes to the person?
Yeah, at the bottom it says Wendell Llewellyn.
Interesting.
And then and then below that it says Wendell Llewellyn, and then below that the greatest winemaker.
Okay.
But you see some other paintings. Seems to be painting of a woman with long dark brown hair. Just a looks like just like a standard human woman, and then looks to be like smaller paintings of what assumedly looks like just like children.
Okay. Is there any more dragon iconography in here, or is it just the statue on top of the house?
You see at the very top, right where the wall hits the ceiling, there is a what is that called? Not a bust. It's where the ceiling and the wall meets. There's a piece of oh man.
I know what you're referring to.
What is that called?
Like the bunting, like the
like the bunting. Yeah, that when it goes across like the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes across the wall, the entire room, and there's more dragon iconography in there.
Interesting.
There's a front desk, and there's a woman who is sitting there. She has just a blonde, like tied up, and her hair is tied into a bun. She's very short, but big. Looks like a dwarf. She says, if you are to be in the presence of his lord, I suggest you get a new pair of clothes, as she points to the room off to the side.
Oh.
And also, please disarm yourselves.
Seth just looks.
Your paperwork.
Seth just looks at Evetta, shakes his head, holds his hands up. Holds his hands up.
About two guards come up. One with like a sort of small box, and then one who's like off putting his hand up, like, give me your weapons. And then like about 3 or 4 servants come up with like just fresh clothes or something.
Okay. What does Seth want to wear? This is great. I'm gonna ask the dwarf in Dwarvish, try and like put the charm on her and be like, sweetheart, does your master have a preferred taste and style when it comes to receiving his guests?
She responds, back she responds back in Dwarvish. Yes, he prefers those clothes. Now put them on.
Exceedingly helpful, dear. I'm gonna go over and just sort of like start to pick through them and just sort of like keep like I want to look like I'm taking my time to try and choose something that like suits me the best. But what I really want to do is I want to look these over and see if there's anything about them that should concern me. Either magical or just like physical about them. Like, obviously Seth would be smart enough to realize that like, well, he can definitely track us if we wear these clothes. But is there anything in them otherwise that would like be a concern? As I'm like pretending to look at them.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Uh-oh.
That'll be 19.
19. Excuse me. They don't seem to have any sort of magical traits in place on them. No enchantments. They look like to be just finely made robes or cloaks. Or not cloaks. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Robes or cloaks or just clothes in general. Some are like suits. Some are dresses. Very fine, fancy, noble clothes.
Okay.
One of the servants, just sort of kind of trying to usher you, is kind of like, if you would just please put this on and change in one of the washrooms over here. And she like points to like her left.
Would I know why, like, the window wants us to change? Like, reasons
Well,
for
you're wearing
why?
chainmail.
Oh, that's true. What? My chainmail?
So like we're all ostensibly dressed like we're ready for combat. Like obviously
right.
like Seth just wears regular clothes, or actually, no, that's not true anymore. I wear scale mail now.
You may-
yeah,
oh,
no,
yeah,
yeah, we're
that's
all
it.
dressed for combat. I forgot that Seth actually put on armor finally. Yeah,
Evetta
no.
just has this Victorian look to her.
You know what kind
Yes.
of clothes I have? Because I thought I would have like a set of
You probably would, but she seems very adamant that you guys wear those clothes.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
Inside Evetta, just like, do I have to wear a dress?
I'll just be very nitpicky as like a posh spoiled girl would be, just doing this act and being like, no, this is not the type of fabric I want. This fit is not comfortable. I don't like
Yeah,
it
you-
to be hemmed like that.
you see Dag is kind of like scratching his head. He's like, huh. But do you guys change and change and disarm?
Begrudgingly changes.
So
Okay.
Seth probably grabs like bits and pieces from like multiple outfits, like the suit jacket from one thing, the like vest from another one, like
Yeah.
probably like a skirt bottom from like one of the dresses, and just like puts together his own immaculate but very different outfit. Like it looks gorgeous, but it looks wholly unlike anything that the three of them are wearing.
I want to be like really demanding. So like if I see a noblewoman walk by, I'll be like, I want that.
I want what she's wearing.
I want what she's wearing.
Well,
And then I want to throw my normal clothes into my bag, presuming that once they verify that there's no weapons in it, that I can bring my bag with me.
all right.
Evetta does
I
the
just don't-
same, however, she doesn't create such a hodgepodge of an outfit. She just tries to go with the flow and pick what's immediately available.
All right.
A dress. God dang it.
Does it have to be a dress?
No, it's what you want.
I was saying,
Okay,
if they let Seth wear what Seth's wearing, you can probably wear whatever the fuck you
I'll
want.
just
Oh,
wear
okay.
a
Well, Evetta
tunic.
didn't know that.
No, I like this. Evetta comes out wearing a dress. Seth comes out in this like gorgeous but very odd like an outfit. He looks at her for a split second and says, "You should probably wear something else," and then just walks into the. But he like in a kind way. He's like, "You don't look comfortable," and then he walks back to the foyer.
Evetta's just like, do I have an option?
He's clearly, and he just gestures like resplendently to himself. He says, "Of course you do."
Wait.
And then he just goes and waits in the
Yeah,
foyer.
this is happening. You hear Zara arguing with one of the servants. The servant is like, "Ma'am, just put, ma'am, please, ma'am, just put it, ma'am."
And I'm like, I want what you're wearing.
Evetta's just standing there, just witnessing all this. Like, I've
as-
never seen this side of Zara. What?
As she kind of like gives me. Wait, does she buckle? Does the like whoever I'm talking to?
Okay. Yeah, you're talking to someone.
Yeah, I'm like, I want what you're wearing.
It's a guy.
Oh.
Oh my God.
He's wearing like a two-piece, like a vest. But I mean,
Weird. Never mind. Oh.
you know,
Evetta comes
you want to know
back.
what he's wearing? You want to know what he's wearing, Queenie? You know the suit guy on Instagram, who's like,
Chinese boy.
yeah, little.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's basically what he's wearing.
Oh my god.
But he's not like that. Not yet.
Okay, I reluctantly just pick a dress. Sure.
All right.
Evetta also
I like
comes
how
out
out
and
of
tries to pick like the most reasonable clothing that she could probably be flexible with.
I like the idea that the only one wearing a skirt bottom is Seth. And he's fucking rocking it.
Fan. I'll take a fan.
Is there a
The
monocle?
yeah.
Then it gets a top hat.
Is there a top hat?
The servant, he hands you the dress and he steps out to the changing room. Unless you do your thing.
I do my thing.
All right.
DM, I do that.
I did do that.
You hear like the awkward shuffling, like the chamber, like just hitting the ground and rattling.
Oh, it's a full 15 minutes that she's in there. Like,
Yeah.
Take off the chainmail.
You can hear the servant squint, like a couple of times and like flinch.
Clang, clang.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, but about 15, 20 minutes go by. You guys are in just some noble clothing.
Outfits.
Wine?
Noble outfits. Some of it.
Wine?
Wine?
I'm asking the dwarf. I'm in my fancy boy clothes. This is a vineyard, is it not?
As I walk out of where I changed,
and
I kind of have like this snicker on my face, and I use my fan to cover it as I look at Seth and just look at his skirt.
I will say you guys do see that guards like they walk off with their weapons, sort of behind behind these double doors behind the stewardess, and these double doors have like a lock on them. And when the double doors open, there's another set of double doors behind them, and the guards like take your weapons and your stuff behind that. Also, if you are wearing any hats, they do ask you to take it off and to not wear any hats inside.
Freak, man.
So, yeah, very uptight representation and aesthetics that are held around. It's a bit reminiscent of Carmelli in a way. It's slightly reminiscent of it. It's not
definitely has Seth on edge, which is why he's probably like he's acting out a little bit. He's like, I got turned away by the guy that I wanted to see. I showed up. There's all this red tape, and I can't stop thinking about my 3 like friends whose names I read on the back of a warrant yesterday. So I'm in a bad place right now, and Seth is just like, yeah. Wine. You make wine here, don't you?
Go ahead.
Can I say that like Zara is also like off put by this whole situation because she's kind of being forced to wear,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Evetta tries not to voice her disdain, but you can tell in her facial expression.
As Dad kind of comes out with like a loose shirt that's just has like a deep V-neck. He has like a kind of like cuffs on the end of the shirt arms, and it's like tucked in. It's like, and he's like, I don't feel comfortable.
Dag looks like you put a tuxedo on a dog.
Yeah, kind of, basically. Yeah. You guys walk back, or you go back to the desk. And as you are voicing your disdain, Seth, the stewardess goes, if you are here to taste our wine, you would have to schedule at least 2 weeks in advance. We do not
here to
just
meet
hand
with
out
Wendell
wine.
as a guest, an expected guest. Do I not receive refreshments?
She sort of looks down, and you see her going through some papers on her desk. And it looks like she like half-heartedly does it, right? She barely looks through them. She's like flips at it. She like flips the next page, looks at it for like a second, flips the next page, and looks at it a second. And her eyes are barely moving as well. Like when you can tell someone is like reading or scanning something. Like it's already left. Like it's not even doing that. It's like it's barely moving. She sort of slams her hand back down, and she sort of says, "I'm sorry, I do not see your name or any of your compatriots' names on the list."
We were literally just waved in not a moment ago.
She kind of gives up.
Why would we be here past all of your guards if we didn't have an appointment? We were just
she
told that Wendell wanted to speak to us. Clearly,
She-
there's some sort of misunderstanding.
she gives out a very deep, heavy sigh, and you hear her mutter under her breath something like, like those stupid guards or something like that. She stands up and she sort of dresses, she sort of dusts off her her like knee length skirt that she's wearing, and she says, "If you will please have a seat, I will go personally grab Wendell."
Thank you.
And she says that she walks off, and she's so slow the way she walks.
No.
It's so slow. But she walks off. You see that she goes up some stairs and disappears down a hallway. You guys are left to yourself for a moment. As you look around, you're taking in the foyer. There's a very long chandelier that hangs down. Where you're sitting, there are stairs like behind you, and the stairs like across from you. There's a hallway. There are hallways around all the walls. So there was a hallway you came in from, right? So imagine if you can't, the hallway you came in from, and you look to your left, there's a hallway down there. You can see like heat or light kind of like fading in and out. The sounds of like something like cooking, plates and cutlery being colliding with each other. If you look to your right, you see what seems to be like a library, as well as a lounge sort of sitting areas, like a fireplace, as well as bookshelves. And then behind the desk, where she was sitting, you see again those double doors, but they're locked. They're locked. They have like these almost seals on them. Let me get some proper ambience by none other than ambience.
No.
I think while we sort of have like a moment to ourselves, Seth just sort of like looks to the rest of the party and is sort of like, I don't know exactly what Wendell wants from us, but we can still sort of achieve our goals while sussing out what it is he wants. We should be on our best behavior for now. Getting out of here in a hurry would be unfortunate. But let's be on our guard as well. And the second we're off this property, we torch the clothes that we're wearing. He says, I guarantee, whether this goes poorly or well for us, as long as we have these, they can find us. Yep, that's
I love this
that's
vibe.
about what I was expecting.
All right, it is perfect. All right. So, you guys wait a bit. Wait a wee bit.
So we're waiting a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
long wee bit.
Did he fall asleep again?
Oh my god. The fact that he stayed all night working on a manor that we didn't get to see.
Okay, sorry about that. Right, you guys wait, and Jesus, it's so loud. You guys, we're waiting for a while, in about 5 or 10 minutes or so. And you see, eventually, where the stewardess had left, it disappeared. So the door opens again, and it's on the second floor. It's like it's the second floor, and there's a door up there. It opens again, and you see she walks out, or actually, you see first a man walks out.
Mhm.
You see a man with slicked back white hair. Again, a a curled mustache and a pointed goatee.
That stands instinctually as like a
Right, yeah,
sign
okay.
of deference.
You see, he's wearing like a suit with a little bit of a tail on his coat, and his skin is tan. And he walks down the stairs. You see the stewardess follows shortly after him. And he always sort of opens his arms wide. He goes, friends. So good to see you all. As he
Hello, friend.
steps down the stairs, and he walks over to where you guys are sort of sitting. As he walks over, you see the stewardess is kind of standing behind him at like kind of like diagonally, kind of with her her arms just crossed. I need to find a different piece of music like now. This is gonna drive me insane. Sorry, this is gonna drive me nuts. I'll have to listen to this for the next 5 minutes.
You didn't enjoy the 30-second loop?
Nope. It's a lot of why not? Acoustics are a little funny, but you know what? Who asked? All right. He says, so glad that you all could make it. I'm Wendell, as you've probably guessed from my gorgeous paintings. The greatest winemaker to ever grace the side of the new world. And he looks right at you. He says, Voltus had informed me of your message, and it's so glad to meet you, Seth. And who are these other three?
I'll let them introduce themselves. I will pointedly wait. I'll just sort of turn to my friends and say, my traveling companions can speak for themselves. I wait until he sits, bow, and then take a seat.
Okay. So he's still standing. He's looking at Evetta.
Oh.
He's still standing. He's looking at Evetta and you guys now. He's like,
I'll gesture to her.
Yeah, Evetta makes a slight bow. I am Evetta. Pleasure to meet you.
What the fuck is it called? So there's a
Curtsy?
thing with the fan that
Never
you do when you're introducing someone that's like, oh, good to meet you. And then I curtsy. And then I'm like, oh, I'm Zara Irving.
Yeah. Dag just he's like, I'm Dag.
Dag.
Yo, what up? I'm Dag.
He nods. Good to meet you all. Seth, Evetta, Zara, and Dag. And then he sits down. And he says, so, what brings you here today? And that's where we'll end the session.
Perfect. Guiding bolt now.
Wow.
Guiding bolt the music. Oh.
Guiding bolt the bard.
Exactly.
The bard. The bard.
All this money and you couldn't afford a better bard.
Real quick.
He likes taking your weapons away a lot, you guys.
I know.
If it was me, I would simply not have weapons.
Wow. You're right.
Evetta just cannot fathom that sentence.
I don't know why they wouldn't let me bring my fire javelin, my long sword, my shield.
And Evetta's fuck!
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
It won't have any bullets in it. It'll be safe.
Until you infuse it, and it doesn't need bullets anymore. They don't need to know that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm gonna have that fucking song stuck in my head all day now. I think that went well. Not meeting Voltus kind of sucks because I have no idea what Wendell wants with us.
Yeah, this is a bit of a conundrum. Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we still stick to the original plan. We stick to what we're gonna say. We just have to filter it through Voltus now, and we just have to know, or through Wendell now, and we just have to know that we kind of can't trust Wendell I mean, we can't trust Voltus either, but we're dealing with a third party that may or may not just be, having us do whatever he wants. So
Yeah.
like any good liar, Seth doesn't trust anybody at first. So there we go.
All right, guys. All right. So, how do you guys feel about tomorrow?
I cannot do tomorrow, but I can
Okay.
probably do Thursday.
We will probably not be able to do this Thursday. Unfortunately. So I will put the schedule for next Tuesday.
Didn't Snow say he was gonna go to the beach or something?
Yeah, I think
yes.
Snow
So next Tuesday does not work.
Yeah.
I think next Tuesday falls squarely on July 4th, right?
It does, yeah.
All right, then in that case, then yeah, probably the week after that, either the Thursday, either July 6th or July 11th is when our next session could be.
Okay.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, Amby, if we stream it. I'm kidding.
Oh boy.
We should just use Seth as a Pedro Pascal as the screensaver image, whenever there's nothing to show.
Yeah.
There you go.
That or Big Zara.
There we go.
Big Zara energy
Big
is
Zara.
compelling.
Why not both?
It's Pedro Seth looking back at Big Zara. Just like,
There we go. Yeah.
Do we get any experience points, Dungeon Master?
Oh, well, all right. Well, nothing much happened. However,
But we vibed so hard.
I did waste about an hour of everyone's time. So how about Ooh.
2 experience.
Oh.
I rolled a d6 and I rolled a 1. So you guys get 1. No.
No.
Here, okay, I rolled a 1. And then oh, that makes no sense. Never mind. Let's see. Those kobolds were worth about 50 each, and only 2 were killed.
Yeah, but they thought outside the box to scare the rest of them away.
That's true. That was clever thinking. I'll throw you guys about 300 XP.
Woo!
400. Make it 400. Make it
400? Hell yeah. We're only 700 away from level 4. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, an extra 100 for the hour.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man.
You're good, dude.
When you get tired, your brain just starts making excuses.
We didn't even get to the manor.
You guys are in the manor right now.
Oh wait, yeah, but we didn't see it.
Huh?
Yeah,
we
like the
didn't get to
maps,
see
yeah.
the map. Oh.
I mean, honestly, not to belittle Ryder's time, but at least as far as Seth is thinking, if we don't see any battle maps in here, that'll be a success from Seth's point of view.
That is very true. I don't want to fight these people.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Seth hates Wendell.
Actually,
I've seen the guy for 5 seconds. I fucking despise him.
Right.
Actually, if you guys are on roll 20, I'll actually show you what the map is right now.
Hell yeah.
I bet. Is this the foyer or like the whole manor?
Just the foyer, because no spoils. Spoilers, I mean.
Boilies.
Okay.
Cool. Remington's still with us.
Hi, Remington.
Big man.
All right. right, hold on. Let me make a new. I hate.
We need to update Seth's character movable.
No.
What do you mean no?
And then he died.
No,
Oh.
you're not going. All right, so let me reveal this real quick. So again, it's just straight up barren. There's straight up nothing. But let me that's it.
Man.
Here's the hallway that you guys came from.
My roll 20 is being a bitch. Reload, you fucker.
There's squares. I thought the tiles were like the 5 feet squares. I was about to say.
Wait, Dag's in here?
I still just see darkness. The fuck?
He's been in here since the start of the session.
Oh, there it is. I gotta see that. What the fuck? A foyer? Nice.
Yeah, there's just nothing in there. Yeah, from your Evetta's moving! She's on the move! From your guys' perspective, you guys can see, I think about like this much into the library that's over there. You can guys see like a little bit of this section.
Oh, I want to see that library. DM, I go to that library.
And again, there's
Evetta, you're in charge of negotiations. I walk into the library.
Yeah, here's the double doors I talked about. That's behind the desk. But the thing is, I had the floor plan. That's it. I only had the floor plan though. There's no decorations. And if you guys are curious, here was the washrooms that you guys were in, sort of bathrooms.
Oh, nice. I gotta thank you for letting me play dress up with Steph. This is great.
But yeah, and then these stairs, it look like they don't lead anywhere, but that's because where they lead to is on a separate map. I bring you guys over real quick, just so you guys understand what you're even supposed to be looking at.
Dude, it's stuck in my head and I'm so mad.
I can't get it out of my head now.
Cursed. I think I found what Windle looks like. I posted it in general. Ryder, tell me if this is accurate.
Oh yeah, maybe
perfect.
not as flowing hair. He has a little bit less hair than that, but yeah, that's pretty much spot on.
Ears less bat-like, I assume.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here he
Oh
is.
snap! There he is.
Yo, let's go. He's kind of...
I downloaded Queenie. I swear to God.
No, I didn't say anything.
I downloaded it. I love the file. The file name was Drac Symph, probably because Symphony of the Night.
Yeah,
but I swear to God, I thought it said Drac Simp.
I mean, come on, aren't we all just a little bit?
Guys, I'm just saying.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, never mind. Never mind.
But no, good session. Even being a shorter one, it was good stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, it was still fun. Still lots of fun.
You definitely caught me off guard with the names on the warrant paper. That was sick. I enjoyed that a lot. That was fun.
I'm glad. Yeah, I was like, they gotta have something, but I don't know what. Hey, let's just have like a list of all the people who ran away.
No, I like that. I like that you sort of like tied it into like people that Seth would like actually know. And I also, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but giving Seth like a person in his past that he like also kind of turned on to magic, and then he is now finding out that they're like on the run and like possibly in danger, as he is like in the middle of also kind of like taking Evetta under his, like, that's incredible. I was like, oh fuck, like that's great. And that like now part of Steph's goals is like, I don't want to go back to Carmelli, but I gotta find Cecilia. I I as a player and Seth as a character will not be okay unless we find out if Cecilia's safe or not. I also like to think that like that's why Seth's kind of like I said, like he's acting out, right? Like he's a little bit impatient. He's being a little bit more like boisterous than usual. He's not playing it as like cool and collected because he's stressed the fuck out now.
Yeah.
Like all he could think about all night is, well, somebody I tutored is missing and possibly in danger. One of them is captured and probably dead.
Yeah.
And none of that's okay.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. Man, there's a lot of I'm glad we're forming all these little like threads to follow now for the plot.
I was telling Queenie and Amby before like we actually got into the game, like I want to go check out Dason one day. I, as a player, want to go check out Carmelli one day. Seth would hate it. But, like, I personally think checking out Carmelli would be really cool. I want to find out, like, you know, where Dag, like, it comes from. I want to learn about his backstory. I like that we have all these, like, little threads that have just sort of been seeded.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait.
I'm going to send you, Ryder, information about Seth when he lived in Carmelli.
Oh yes, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Because I know Seth's name, and I know... Anyway, spoilers for the other two, but I will send that to you. I will send that to you so that, like, if you need to like use the name or have it come up again like organically, you know what it is.
Okay.